Why, hello there, little darling. Welcoming you back to Crypto's juiciest news. Cryptocurrency has ticky up. This time, I've got a lot of cracking news coming your way. What's going on with stablecoins? What's going on with China? They're going to finally announce their stablecoin friends. Did Tether print some more money? All my baby dolls over there in Brazil. Are you guys going to make some ground when it comes to making Bitcoin your reserve? I've got all of that coming your way and more. We're going to go through as well some fractals once again. Fractals, and I'm going to talk to you a bit about, moving the goalposts a bit. How you doing, baby dolls? All of you influencer KOLs out there with your nice astrology lines. We're going to have to shift them around a bit. But first, we're going to look at BTC. BTC scamming with a red monthly candle. It's done a long way. Congratulations to Bitcoin and all of us for making it this far. It's around 114,000 American dollars. It's still a red monthly candle. Personally, I'd kind of like it to finish red, and I wouldn't even mind if next month's spread because it just throws everybody off, and then we're going to have to do something big. But, we'll see how we go. Here is the monthly for Ethereum. This is a different chart, right? Because Ethereum got cucked with this scamming action. This is total scamming, bro. Total scamming. But here we are now. Ethereum at 4,300 American dollars. We're going to go through and just check out where we might be going in the future. Hopefully 7,300, that first major macro fib comes, and plenty beyond that, because if it just stops there, it's pretty much a scam. Total failure if you just stop there, right? This is the Bitcoin daily chart. Now, friends, I'm going to have a quick look at another chart of this, okay? And just another view. It's going to be blockchain back as well. But as you see, this scammy part down, we're like, once again, this critical juncture. The juncture, right? No, we have to go up, not down. This is it right now. So pretty much this is blockchain back as Fractal, what he believes we were doing until this part happened, right? So normally what would happen is you have this cute little back test and you just go up only and then it's all over. All right, and it was happening until this happened, okay? Isn't it funny? We started doing it and then we just come back down here. We actually liquidated James Win. We liquidated Aguila Trades. $40 million lost. Friends, these are crazy, man. They are like this is what markets do, man. It's like, oh, you thought you're going to cheat your way to wealth and keep trading like a little gambling DJ you are? You naughty little girl. So that's what it does, man. It just literally, friends, just comes back, literally straight back, like right here. We liquidated Aguila Trades for 40 million. We liquidated James Win. I mean, he doesn't have 40 million anymore. He claims his $19,000 referral fees. And then he goes 25x leverage long, liquidate him literally 9 hours later. I mean, it's funny. It's comical at this point, right? We have our own Jim Cramer's here. We also, friends, remember, we liquidated more. We liquidated a legendary trader. Remember, one trader put in 125,000. Just made my video on him. 125,000, ran it up to 73 million. Was it? Or 43 million. Something redonkulous. Yeah, I think 43. From 125K, he ran it up, and you're probably saying, "So, what did he do?" Friends, this is the one in 1,000 people, right? Who it's even less than that actually. Worse odds than that. One in like 5,000 people where they put the account in and they just were able to just like buy and sell, and they just like fluke. They obviously fluke their way in because of what comes next. He ran from 125K, goes to 42 million, comes back down to 7 million. He goes, "That's it, I'm stopping." And then people started congratulating him. They go, "Well done," because it is an amazing feat. Anyway, he couldn't help himself, starts trading immediately, 5 hours later, and he's wiped it all back. Now he's got 700 grand. But, it's still 125K to 700. Still, that's amazing, right? It's just, he's probably going to lose it. I mean, oh, man. It kind of shows you, how do you get there? It's because he never took a stop loss out. That's why. He just kept leverage longing, and he had good entries, and he just never took a stop loss until, look, the market stopped him out, right? So we are right here, the ticky part. And yeah, I've been watching, but it's kind of like fun. I was just watching BCB and just like everyone's in a 50-50 zone. Once again, they're like, oh, I don't know what happens. There is a similar chart to gold here. Look at this part here. See this, friends? Gold does this, break the high, scam back down, and then start to shoot up, okay? That's gold here. But I hope we do this, friends. You never know. We might be doing that because that was exactly what Bitcoin's doing. It comes back here, breaks the high, then does this scam area. But if that happens, right, that would be Bitcoin, friends. We might actually run to like 200 by the end of the year. I mean, look what gold is. Gold just keeps going and going. I hope this happens, right? So we don't actually get scammed at 130K, which is interesting. I've actually seen some comments. We could be seeing the 130K, the Jeep trap zoners. They're like selling now a bit. We've been seeing some comments. People are actually selling now, which you're free to sell at any time. I just find it interesting that there are a lot of non-believers even at these low prices, right? This is just another look at the price chart as well. So yeah, hopefully we do get this up, grind. Yeah, man, look, on one hand, friends, contextually, context, right? Yes, there's ETFs. Yes, there's institutions. Yes, 4-year cycle breaking, intergalactic, Taurus field, right? Flying orbs. Okay, we get that. On the other hand, I've got the 6-month chart. You know what I mean? On the other hand, I've got Bitcoin on its 6-month chart, and we've already been running the longest in all time. Okay, if we finish green by the end of this year, let's say we do finish like, you never know, man, like 180 or something. Maybe we just go. Poof. We're like, okay, that's parabolic, man. You've run the longest amount of time, and you like barely diminished from last cycle. That's as explosive as you can ever get in cryptocurrency. And then, like, you know, it's strange because we know we got to trap everyone somehow. Like, how's everyone, like when we talk about trap, I've got to use that word trap because that's what it is. Because trap means you stop pricing in today or even next year. Okay, trap means people feel so good about the future they're happy to price in 4 years from now. That's in the cryptocurrency lands. Right, so we price in so far into the future. Crypto is a very long duration asset. When we do that, you know, it's a trap because you're like, wait, come on, man. You really think all these non-believer Jeets around you aren't going to sell in the tiniest little fart from the president or just like literally a weather change? Of course they will, right? But it's not logic. It's a feeling. The feeling only comes because there's mad time news, something explosive, right? And if you want to know something, what was the feeling back in 2021? Well, friends, it was Elon Musk. We had infinite money printing, and then you had Elon Musk. The muskrat comes out and he goes, Elon Musk, Tesla buys Bitcoin. It was a wet dream and it actually sends us to the moon. Right? So, you know, what could be a wet dream? And we got no idea, not the slightest inkling, you know? It's a bit of the China trade. Is it a bit of US Fed cutting rates? But they're not going to cut rates to zero. So all of these friends are just blue balling you. Literally blue balling you, right? So it's nothing. It's just a bit of a banana tease, right? So I could think about stuff, you know, like for example, you know, Apple. Apple's been lagging in the AI, and they've been in a bit of cope. And Apple stock has been dog shit, which is kind of funny because I remember a year and a half ago, Jim Cramer, he said, hold it, don't trade it. I've got to show you this. Friends, I still remember this tweet. Okay, he literally, let's just check this out. Which is just glorious. I mean, here is Apple, friends. This is Crapple. He said basically here, he says, hold it, don't trade it. This is gonna go, literally, Apple's gone nowhere. Check this out. Since July 2024. So in about a year. But if you check out all the other Magnificent Seven, they've all made higher heights. You know, they're all pushing up. It's just Apple's been the laggard big time. And it's because of the AI and that's the narrative right now. Oh, they have nothing to do with their money. They don't know how to innovate because you have Tim Apple. You don't have Steven Jobson. So, I don't know, man. Like, if I was going to take a punt, you know, I'm just like, think about what if Apple says, we're giving everybody a crypto wallet. We're releasing the Apple crypto wallet. It's going to come native on your phone. And they announce, and guess what? We're going to launch a crypto exchange. Just imagine that. Like, whoa. You know what I mean? Like, I've already excited you. The thing is, we have no rumors of that. And Apple, they're like so conservative. They're not going to do something like that. But I'm like, whoa, let's play some PUBG music. Let's just get that. Like, whoa, shit. So if we saw some sort of announcement like that, pretty much the nipple pegs are coming out immediately. And they're not coming off for any reason whatsoever, even in the shower. You know what I mean? But it's, you know, we're waiting. What's it gonna be? That's why sometimes I joke. I'm like, well, what if the president just came out and he said, well, I'm imposing capital punishment for anybody who doesn't buy altcoins in the next 30 days. I'd take that too, personally. I'd rather that one, but yeah, we'll see. Also, friends, some of you baby dolls are holding XRP. Just want to show you something. So XRP, I mean, like, blockchain backer, friends, he's been in XRP since, like, it's been like 6 or 7 years, okay? He's been in XRP here. He's getting out here. So it's about a 3x, okay? It's $8. He's selling the majority, 65% at $8. Just to let you know. And he says even his own friends and family, they're saying, nah, dude, you're not a believer. It's going to $100 plus, right? And I found it interesting. He spends 2 minutes. This is quite interesting psychology, right? He spends 2 minutes just talking to his audience, saying, no, I'm a believer, man. I'm a believer. I was here when it was low. I was here when it was low and stuff. Which I just found it was cute and funny because he owes so much love to the XRP community because he's just saying like, no, I'm still a believer. I was here on the low prices, right? That's actually true, right? The believers buy low, okay? But the crowd thinks you're a believer if you just have the biggest, highest target. That's what ends up happening at the top because it ends up being like this posturing contest. But I found that interesting. It's kind of funny as well, friends. He's been planning what does he do with his channel after he sells. Like he's so convinced he's going to sell at $8 to $10 and just walk away. And he doesn't know what to do after that because it's going to be like, another big horrific cycle on the downside. So I don't know how it's all going to reconcile, but I found that interesting. I found that interesting. And friends, you don't have to convince anybody. Just click sell, dude. You just click a button, bro. It's network effect, like friends, some of you live in the great state of Oklahoma. Okay. Shout out to all my baby dolls in Oklahoma. If you're going to leave, you know what I mean? You don't have to go to the mayor and say, hey, put a bulletin board and put over in the Oklahoma Daily News that I am leaving. They're like, bro, just get out. Do you know what I mean? It's perfect analogy, but that's literally what it is. It's like, hey, someone's leaving. Okay, so see us. Hopefully see you around next time. And it's okay, man. This is just how the game works. I want to show you some COPE charts. So it's actually interesting in his videos, he'll speak in 50-50. Is it over or is it not? And he's making a case for both. Okay. It's just, here is even like a bullish case though. This is for Ethereum. It was a similar structure to Bitcoin last cycle where we had the zombie virus capitulations over how, and then we start to go up and then we have hopefully the up only part, which is what we're doing right now. Hopefully do the up only part. That's what we're doing right now for meth. Yeah, man, I mean, we're still holding. Look, personally, friends, are just too many things are telling me it's not done, man. Too many things, okay? And I could be wrong, man. I don't give a crap. I'm just telling you, stablecoin super cycle. I have not seen anywhere near euphoria. I'll tell you when euphoria is here, okay? Then you might say, oh, but it's like the stock market. There's no euphoria. Okay, bro, at least the ratios will change. You get it? The ratios of people's actions are not changing, bro. People thinking that Bitcoin's still going to do this exponentially parabolic move up when it's literally just Michael Saylor buying. And speaking of Michael Saylor, let's have a quick look, friends, at the bitcointreasuries.net. Let's just see the MicroStrategy and NAV. Remember, it keeps ticking down. It's at 1.35. Okay, it's at 1.35. There's a lot of people coming to defend it. So yeah, we're just gonna watch that over time, just so everyone's just aware. I know I remind you of this every time. This is super important. This is like, see, people. I'm looking at the same data point, but I'm coming to a different conclusion. People think as this goes down, it's like, oh, MicroStrategy is going to go to zero. I don't think so. No. As it goes, so don't worry about that part. Maybe later on, probably not zero. Okay, but as it ticks down, it's telling me the demand for leverage altcoin risk curve infrastructure, the demand is rotating out of Bitcoin stuff and it wants to go into altcoins. Okay, like as a collective. That's what it tells me as that ticks down. Because this is MicroStrategy's price trend. So what you can do is you calculate how much the Bitcoin is worth on their balance sheet. That's why they just keep selling it. Okay, and I know a lot of you say to me, who on earth is buying this junk? Friends, I'm just telling you right now, there are sexually confused people. We're like, dude, why did you marry that girl? Everyone knows you're gay. Why'd you go waste everyone's time? We know it, dude. We know it. You know what I mean? So it's the same thing here, friends. Sexually confused people, they're holding like Bitcoin miner companies. They're holding MicroStrategy because they're like, oh, I want more number go up, but I really want to believe in Bitcoin. Just shut up, dude. Bro, Bitcoin's only popular because it went up 100x. Stop pretending like you're here to fix the money, fix the world. You're not, okay? You're here for number go up. It's just they haven't come to that conclusion yet. You know what I mean? One day they're just going to wake up, friends, and they got 3 bananas in their mouths and they realize that they should have never married that girl in the first place. They call her a beard. Why did you go and wear that beard? It's going to be really awkward when she finds out later on. So that rotation we will start to see, friends. Let's play some Cranky G music. Because that's what happens, right? When the bid of Bitcoin, because Bitcoin's risk off, yeah? People like, they're like, oh, Bitcoin's boring. I want to go and take risk. What they do is they take like the tiniest little step out. It's kind of like, friends, like, oh, I'm so bored today. I want to go out and I want to play. I want to go play and I want to play football and play with my friends and stuff out here. And then you walk outside your house and then you just play in the driveway. Do you know what I mean? You're like, you know, man, you could have gone to the park. You know what I mean? There's a circus around the corner. We can go get ice cream at the store. Let's go to the beach. You know what I mean? Play volleyball at the beach. It's like, no, let's go play in the drive. Not even the drive, the veranda. Like literally not even like outside the door, like right in front of the door on the doormat. You see what I mean? That's what we're talking about here. So as that NAV goes down, it'll show us the demand is just not there for Bitcoin stuff. It wants to go allocate to the altcoin things. And it is happening over time, okay? We just need more time though. Now, friends, we're going to be seeing some, you're going to see some more narratives and stuff out here talking about the little repo and the US Fed stuff. You'll see this chart moving around. This chart, friends, is the reverse repo. So, as I told you, this is like, this is 2.5-year-old content. Friends, they're all insiders. It's all deep state shit. They're all controlling the population, okay? Everything is psychological operations. So, what they do is they make new terms and new words and new Excel sheet labels. It's just another account. They open up another account. They write another name and they just print money and they send it there. Okay, they still print money. They send it there. They just call it another name and they tell you, no, we're going to use this money differently. This money's not for ice cream. This money's for candy. Okay, do you know what I mean? Like you're still buying junk. You know what I mean? So it's the same concept. But what they call these, the reverse repo. Friends, they make these words like, no, not the inverse. It's the reverse anti-gravity repossession. It's the same shit. They print money and to prevent collapses of companies, it's there to be used, okay? And it's one way, that's pretty much what it comes down to. And if you notice, when did they do this, friends? When did they do this? Look at this. They knew inflation was getting hot. Right? So they knew, we might have to raise rates in like a year or two. So let's start putting in money in the account now with our money printing shit. Because what started happening, friends? Because this is, see, it's kind of fun, friends. You can just see this, okay? You can see this, okay? This is why I'm giving you the highest value content in crypto. Thank you for liking and subscribing. During that period of time, everyone knew what money printing was. That's what, if you notice, look at this. They started doing this, friends, at literally April. Do you think this is a coincidence? Richard Hart called the top of the crypto cycle here. At the top of the crypto cycle, everyone said infinite QE, money printing, infinite QE. They're never going to be able to raise it. That's all yelling, right? Infinite QE. So the Fed goes, I know what we can do. Let's take the money that we're printing anyway. Let's put it into another account and just call it another name, right? Because this whole word of QE and money printing, it's inflationary to people. They're like, oh crap, people are desecrating the US dollar. They're spending too much. They have plans for this. That's all the governments, all their plans are. What do we do if the people start revolting a bit? How do we do the psyops? And that's exactly what's happening here, right? So they kept pumping money into it. And when did they start spending it? As they hiked rates. Do you see that? Look at this. They started hiking rates here. Isn't it funny how it works, friends? Now, what's the facility is there because they don't want banks and other things to really explode too much. They want to hike rates. People are going to take some losses, but they're still using money printer stuff. Okay, isn't it? It's funny how it works, right? But it's kind of fun. That's the system, and we know the system works like that. That's why we're in crypto because they can't make our currencies. Okay, now let's crack on with some news, friends. So Tether have minted 1 billion USDT. Tether minted 1 billion USDT. We can have a quicker look at the the global fractal. We're around here. Remember, we're meant to be going up only, but we're doing it here. Maybe we do go just up only. We continue. There's a stalling out period here in September, but this does imply if this continues somewhere, maybe Bitcoin does go to 150 and do a pit stop, 150 back to 100, then finish at like 200 at the end of the year. That'll be cracker. And by the way, that would be replicating a similar type of story of what happened in 2017 if I matched the fibs. So it would be like Bitcoin goes to 150, jeets us out back to 100, a super scary like wick part, and then we go back and we go to 150 and maybe we go to 200. And a friendly reminder as well, friends. I know a lot of people, everyone's got their own astrology using daily charts and everything out here, but like others BTC, man, it's only 2 green monthly candles. That's not euphoria. And here's the thing, right? Like, yeah, like you can think, Swami, what if crypto just doesn't have euphoria and something cracks in the economy and then we're wrecked? Okay, we're wrecked. That's it. It's a believer cycle. Like you just, you walk outside, whatever comet comes and hits us, So, but here's the thing. I'm not worried because we don't have any weak hands in altcoins at all. Like at all. Do you know what I mean? So like, I know it sounds, oh no, a recession's coming or whatever. Even if it does come soon, you have to get out. No, you don't necessarily know that. Like all the weak hands are in Bitcoin, by the way. Or there's no leverage in altcoins, friends. All the leverage is in Bitcoin. So I know this sounds wild because of liquidity, but like if a recession comes, Bitcoin's wrecked. They're all, because all the companies have it, they have to be dumping the crap out of their Bitcoin, which they don't believe in. You know what I mean? Like they're the ones who put on leverage. They're taking enormous losses. And we just have a longer base and we pump up even harder, even more. So that's because we just have strong hands, right? And all the weak hands are in Bitcoin. You can even see it in the Bitcoin dominance, right? Here's Bitcoin dominance. Actually, that's funny, friends. It's ticking down already again. It's ticking down. So I watched some Ben Copeman videos. He thinks Bitcoin's going to crash. He thinks altcoins are going to crash. If you check it out, altcoins dump another 50%. Bitcoin dominance, he believes, is going to go to 75%. So yeah, I guess I'll take it all the way home. Something interesting about Ben Copeman as well. Something very interesting. Do you remember, friends, he went on Crypto Banter and many interviews. It was just very interesting. He said, altcoins are not going up until they cut rates. Okay, you remember he said that. But guess what? Now that they're cutting rates, he's changed his mind. He goes, no, like we haven't gone down enough. Okay, he goes, no, this isn't a proper rate cut thing. I remember for 2 years, he goes like, well, we're not gonna move until they start to cut rates. But it's like Bitcoin dominance is going down already. They haven't cut rates. They're gonna cut rates in September. Okay, it's about another month. So, and he's already planning for. He goes, oh no, but that doesn't count. It doesn't count. So, you see what I mean, friends? It's just what happens, man. Like when you got you figure it out, friends. Everyone's talking their book. Friends, everyone's talking their book. A Bitcoiner, an altcoiner, friends, even people not in crypto, they're talking their book, okay? And talking your book, friends, it's just a natural part of the game. It's just because you got a view, so everything, you see your view everywhere, right? It's very hard to change your mind. I mean, look at boomers, friends, very, very hard for stock market boomers, for example, to even friends, I still watch like a lot of stock market guys. It's just funny. They have no idea about how to value crypto out of us. So I watch Strongman Personal Finance. He's Strongman's Gold, friends. This guy, oh my God, he makes me laugh so much. Friends, he just has a personal vendetta against Jeremy Lafufu and Meet Kevin. He calls out all these stock market dudes, but he's friends, he's like the hall monitor bully at school, handing out the white cards. He's like the teacher's pet, and he shills only one thing, VT, which is the World S&P 500 Index. He calls himself a VT shill. And he goes out and he goes, I'm out, clown market. Friends, he was calling for crypto to go to zero at the bottom. It's kind of funny. Now, friends, this is what I got to tell you. It gets even funnier because his own audience turns on him all the time. Friends, look at his comment section. This guy, he put makeup on him. Strongman deletes more videos than Jeremy Lafufu. So, oh man, it kind of funny. So it's still early. They have no idea how to do it. I try to tell him and go, dude, you're a stock market boomer. You need to see cash flow and assets. I go, this is like a network, and I could just prove it to you in 2 seconds. I could just, there's not even any point to me debating him or whatsoever. I go, bro, how much cash flow does gold make? 0? Okay, why is it worth 22 trillion? Thank you very much. There you go. This problem solved. If you don't know how to value crypto, there you go. Because a lot of these people, friends, they take the model of the existing world and they try to apply it to other stuff, but it doesn't work. It doesn't work. It's kind of funny. So we're still early enough. So we saw Tether minting $1 billion. China, friends, may approve a yuan-backed stablecoin later this month. Remember, stablecoin super cycle is still cranking. And with that, actually, just have a look at PulseChain as well. PulseChain not moving around, a couple of percentages. We have a slight recovery of the markets. Hopefully, the next phase begins soon. I've been saying that literally for freaking like 4.5 years. The next phase, just waiting and waiting and waiting. Yeah, man, we need that business cycle to crank up. Secretary Bessent, expects the stablecoin market to reach 2 trillion and become a key buyer of US treasuries. That's exactly what they want, right? So stablecoins, friends, it's about 260 billion, 260. They're hoping it grows like another 8x, which would be fantastic. Yes, that is powerful for PulseChain, especially PDI, if it's the world's first decentralized stablecoin, native ping pong coin, which exists and it has its own local one where it doesn't need to rely on bridges and other things turning it off, right? Because that's Richard Hart. Richard Hart builds stuff for the future. He's not going to go build and rely on stablecoins and another company can just turn off in 2 seconds. We'll just make our own one. But we'll see. Bitcoin ETF flows. So Bitcoin received 520 million in. Ethereum only 420 million in. So what happens was, friends, Scum, Infidelity, and some other ETF funds, they've been dumping. They've been cheating their Ethereum, which I guess it's okay. You know what I mean? It's, you know, only the strongest survive. They all skip leg day and they're not going to make it, right? So unfortunately, friends, the way of the soy has infected them. And yeah, it's friends, I've showed you all the mid-curve podcasts, you know, watching Steady Lads. Shout out to the boys out there cheating all your Ethereum. That's it is funny. Everyone's in disbelief. Because friends, they don't understand stablecoin super cycle. Bro, I've been talking this forever. You get it? This is literally unlocking everyone into crypto. But yeah, we'll see. Ethereum's total stablecoin market cap just hit 142 billion. So it's about 260 for the whole industry. So the US government wants more stablecoins. Everybody wants to put more stablecoins because it gives a bid to their US bonds digitally and it allows them to spend more money, which is great, right? Bitwise CIO projects Bitcoin to lead all assets with a 28% annual growth over the next decade. Okay, so this is important, friends, because I know all these growth rates by year, and I've made them here for you, right? So remember, I've covered this for you many times. I computed the growth rate. This is from halvening to halvening. Now, this is from day one Bitcoin. So this is your yearly return rate if you hold for 4 years. So this is 165%. So pretty much whatever dollar you put in a Bitcoin over the next 4 years, you got 2.6x on your money. So you put $100, it becomes 260. Then times 2.6, then times 2.6, or times like that 4 times. Then it slows down. Now it's about a 2x every year. 2. That's pretty big, good, right? It ends up being an 8x, right? Pretty wild to the next halvening, which is crazy. Here you go, $500, and then it ends up being what, like, yeah, 8,000. So yeah, 2, 4, 6, 8, whatever. And then this one, it's slowing down to 67%. Now, we don't know what we're going to get in our one, right? So 67% is obviously the rate of Bitcoin going from like $8,000 and then it hit 64,000, right? So what is ours going to be? Well, I just sliced it down to 40%. And 40% is still great, friends, because 40% still gets us in 2028, it gets us a 250K Bitcoin, okay? And then if you want to go, okay, 250K, and then if you slice it down to like, down to say 25%, let's do 250K, 250K times 1.25, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it'll be Bitcoin about 600K by 2032. 600K 2032. Now, obviously, hopefully, it's better than that. But you can kind of see, friends, everyone's expecting, it's great how the targets just keep raising. Everyone's saying like $1 million by 2030. Even Brian Boldstrong, they're saying $1 million by 2030. But I wonder if that's what happens, right? It goes from 250K and then like 600K. That's still good. That's still good. That's fantastic, right? We're still early enough to see that, right? But yeah, we got to get through this zone anyway, so we'll see. As I mentioned before just now, Brian Boldstrong calls for a $1 million Bitcoin in 2030. So yeah, once again, it's kind of funny. I just recited it. There you go. They're just nice, big, round numbers, right? And it becomes just a rounding error, right? It's less than a 2x away and stuff like that. But we'll see, man. That's why, friends, like, just to tell you, like, if Bitcoin grows this much and it's fine, then Michael Saylor's okay if he does nothing now. Because he's got to pay out the 9% Ponzi yield, right? But Bitcoin should be making, should give you that growth rate. The problem, though, is he has no off button. So that's why, on the law of probabilities, if you have no off button, right, and you never say no, well, at the top, a group of people might give you an offer you can't refuse. They go, hey, we'll give you $50 billion. Give us 9% on it. And he goes, okay, cool. Do you know what I mean? So I think Michael Chad Saylor right now, I still think he's fine. Okay, I think he's fine, but it's not about today. All right, look, friends, look how much the bubbles have been increasing. Look at this, friends. He was not doing any buys when Bitcoin was 20K. Now that it hits 120, he's getting billions and billions and billions and billions. You know what I mean? So, well, you can see all the bubbles increasing. So, by that nature, if Bitcoin hits 150K, 200K, maybe that's what happens, right? So, we'll see. Also, Goldman Slugs have said the stablecoin market has the potential to grow into the trillions of dollars. That is Cranky G for us, friends, because it's a stablecoin super cycle, baby. Stablecoin super cycle still cranking. Okay, now, Scum Fidelity have sold spot Ethereum ETF. They sold $150 million worth. This is people buying and selling and stuff here. I wanted to just call somebody scum today, so that's why I put it on. Elon Musk is reportedly putting a pause on his plans to launch his pro-Bitcoin America party, choosing to focus on his companies instead. And I've written here, rumors circulating he will just support JD Vance next time. So remember Elon Musk, he says America first, and they probably came to all these realizations like, yeah, like it's easier to say, oh, I'm going to start a party. Okay, yeah, you say that, and then you understand you got to go to every state. You've got to manage people every state. Everything's got to, you got to buy an office in literally every state. You got to contact people, got to host conferences, got to host. It's just, you know what I mean? You can't just throw money at stuff. You actually got to give it love and attention and care. And he's got 420 billion net worth. So, you know what I mean? Like, he's probably thinking, man, like I made it this far to kind of like not have to work, and now I have to do like even super worse stuff. And by the way, friends, like politics, you're just literally psyopsing the population. You're just trying to just tell everyone the right buzzwords to get them motivated, because everybody pretty much, we're all like one issue voters. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to pump Bitcoin? Okay, you got my vote. Don't care what else you do. You know what I mean? All that one issue voter stuff. So that's just the reality of it. Okay. SoyFi Technologies have partnered with Lightspark to integrate Bitcoin Lightning and Universal Money Address, becoming the first US bank to leverage Lightning Network for remittances. Now, Lightning Network, friends, it's Bitcoin layer 2. No one uses it, though. I don't know why no one uses it. Ivan knows more, but some of the tech guys, they just don't know what. I think it's annoying how to do it. I remember DaVinci J15 to set it up, friends. It was so annoying. I think you have to connect it. Then you got to get somebody to send you BTC. Then you got to send it back. It's like really annoying just to set up a wallet. Like, I don't know. You just got to establish a channel, and I don't understand. Or is it just it's poop. It's basically like, it's literally like, okay. Let's say you really think cars are the devil. Like, you think, oh my gosh, just cars are the devil. And, you know, it's raining and it's hailstorm outside. So you're like, you know what? Cars are the devil. I'm going to take my skateboard and I'm going to go to the shops. Yeah, it's going to take me 3.5 hours to skateboard there, but I'm going to do it. You know what I mean? Like, we're just like, come on, bro. Like, you really hate cars that much. That's just like the rest of the smart contract platforms when it comes to Lightning and Bitcoin. The Scaramucci, Anthony Scaramucci, says he maintains his 180K to 200K Bitcoin price target by year end. Man, we all have that number. So I'm just like, everyone's got 200K. I'm thinking, well, how's this going to play out, man? Do we get to 200 and they all change it to 400? Or do we stop at 150, back to 100, get them out, and then we go, I don't know. We'll see. Because that's when I told you, that's markets, right? No one, like, it's emotions, yeah? You only get a 200K if everyone's super emotional and super believing. Yeah, but if they believe, but like, if you're buying 200K Bitcoin, it's because you genuinely think it's going to 500 next. You know what I mean? But something's going to have to make you believe it. So we need more time. We'll see. A Harvard economist who predicted Bitcoin would crash to $100 before $100,000 admits he was wrong about 3 key things. And I wrote cope, and cope. So I've got his post here. This just show you, friends, these nerds, they don't know anything. So Kenneth, he goes, almost a decade ago, I was the Harvard economist that said Bitcoin was more likely to be worth $100. What did I miss? I was far too optimistic about the US coming to its senses about sensible crypto regulation. So he's just total cope. He's saying, oh no, I didn't know that the US wouldn't ban Bitcoin. I thought that they would definitely ban it. They're not coming to their senses. He goes, why would policymakers want to facilitate tax evasion and illegal activities? Newsflash for you. You do way more crime using your national currency than Ponzi, internet, transparent, public blockchain. He also says, second, I did not appreciate how Bitcoin would compete with fiat currencies to serve as the transactions medium of choice in the $21 trillion global underground economy. This demand puts a floor on its price, and I discuss at length in my new book. It's pretty much saying the underground economy, deep, dark web, soy. No one's buying soy with Bitcoin, trust me. Third, I didn't anticipate a situation where regulators, especially the regulator-in-chief, that's Trump, would be able to brazenly hold hundreds of millions of billions of cryptocurrencies without a consequence, given the conflict of interest. So that's a lot of cope, you know what I mean? Total cope. So that's what it comes down to, friends. A lot of these people just don't know how to make it. Here we have Mr. J. Plush. Any ETH that sells for the next 6 months should be subject to 110% capital gains.
Don't do that, can't do that, won't do that, shouldn't do that. Fuck off, leave me alone. I'm going like that, son. Rockets to the moon, and you ain't getting in my way. Stay out of my slipstream.
Oh, that's awesome. So where's that from? Is that a crypto video? He's probably talking about a sport. Get out of my way, son. I love that, man. That's awesome. Shout out to everybody in the UK, man. That's just gold, man. That's gold. I'd love to have a drink with you sometime. Got to repeat on Porter on a Ponzi guy, dude. Now, EminiFX founder. So I've never heard of EminiFX, but this dude ran a Ponzi. He's been ordered to pay $226 million back. Damn, he ran an actual Ponzi. See, friends, here's the thing. When people say Richard Hart, they go, oh, scammer. You don't get it, dude. See, the fact that you're like such an obvious scammer, it doesn't work like that. The ones you got to worry about are where they convince you there's like a business going on. Okay? They're the ones you got to worry about. Yes, you know, altcoins, you know, they go up and down. Crypto, you know, goes up and down. Bitcoin drops 94%. We know that, yeah. The ones you got to worry about is like this guy, right? He ordered $228 million. So yeah, he ran, I think it was probably some trading exchange, ran a Ponzi, right? That's what ends up happening. Where it's obfuscated. You can't see it, right? Everything, say, on PulseChain, you can see the SAC treasury, even though it's not ours. You can see it. You can see the wallets. You can see the distribution. You can see the tokens. You can see all of those appear, right? When it comes to centralized exchanges, you can't. That's why, friends, you should have a hardware wallet, man. Have a hardware wallet. Because, like I told you, man, it's not about the founder of your exchange, okay? It's, you don't know. He's got one portal. He's got like 15 employees, all right? And 2 of the employees, maybe they were like from Nepal, right? And then someone comes and like, hey, give me 3,000. I'll give you $3,000. Just give us access to your admin portal. I'm like, okay, cool. $3,000. That feeds me for 6 months. You see what I mean? So that's your leak is just the lowest paid employee, and you have no idea how much the employees are getting paid to your exchanges. And guess what? They're crypto exchanges. So like, you know, if everything's digital, you're not paying some like, let's say some weird girl into like, you know, crystals and stuff, and she lives in New York because maybe her dad owns a yacht or something. Maybe he was like an executive manager at Goldman Sachs, right? You're not hiring her for $180,000 a year, right? They're hiring someone for like $12,000 a year, right? They're hiring some 18-year-old Filipina. You know what I mean? Because you don't. All you need to do is speak English and chat on the internet. Okay, that's the important thing to think about. Shout out to all my baby dolls over there in Brazil, and another special shout out to everyone in Varghinia, Brazil, where the UFO did land. 2 UFOs, and yes, some hospital staff passed away. I think one of the doctors, because he touched one of the UFOs, and they tried to give him a lot of antibiotics, and rest in peace, couldn't fight it off. It was like the most, they said it was, they've never seen an infection like this. Also, they said the alien, Mr. Alien dude, it was this one, right? You know this one. This is what it actually looked like. It was like little slimy charcoal brown. This is the actual drawing of it in the street there. Yeah, this is what it looked like. So these are the 3 girls. Now they've grown up. So it was in James Fox's documentary. Yeah, as well, when they brought it in, I think one of them died and one of them was around. And it's kind of crazy, right? It was pretty much on the floor. And they said at night, there was this freaking giant UFO. It was just literally going around the whole town, and it was just trying to find out where it is. Like, we got to get this thing. We got to get this thing away from the humans, okay, which is us. Also, in the hospital, they said it smelled like sulfur for like something ridiculous, like 2 weeks. They bleached the shit out of every wall. They like lit candles. They put deodorant spray. They go, the whole hospital smelled like sulfur. They could not believe this smell, which is also interesting, friends, because in the Bible, they say that the devil smells like sulfur. So maybe we'll get more clues into that, or maybe we'll be dead. But, you know, I just want to see our altcoins pump first before we get any of that crazy stuff. So Brazil are going to conduct a public hearing on a proposed national Bitcoin reserve. I guess we'll take that. You know, that pumps our bags. You know, if you're going to do the alien one or the Bitcoin one, pump my bags first. We can talk about the alien one later. So after seeing all that, baby dolls, you and I want to know where to next. Got the weekly Bitcoin chart. There's no parabolic price action, but then again, it did round off back in 2021. But with here, friends, this rounding off action, there was Bitcoin dominance had collapsed. And you had, classic top signals came out, right? And it was actually this is the final one. But yeah, there was not all the classic top signals, just to let you know. This was close, but not close enough. You know, the blue nipple never turned blue. RSI indicators, only the pi indicator had ticked off there. Yeah. Just to tell you, friends, as well, just a quick note. Everybody, you're all doing the same thing, just to let you know. You're all, say, watching Kyle and Tark's crypto, and everybody's got every indicator for the top signal, and everyone's got all the indicators. And they go, oh, when they start hitting off, I'm going to sell. Oh, man. They weren't at sells last cycle, guys. Only the pi cycle. So if you're following that stuff last cycle, yeah, it would have been like 1 out of 20 indicators would have said to sell. And then if you blink, literally, if you blink like 14 days later, literally down 75% on altcoins, which is what happened from the China ban. You see what I mean? So I don't know. I don't know what the answer. I don't know what the answer is going to be. I'm just kind of hoping that we kind of wing it, and a lot of crispy, clear things come. That's why I'm really, really hoping, man. If this can hit $1, we've got something to take profit into. You know what I mean? But we'll see. Like, subscribe, belly button, all. Catch you in the next one.